All right, let's finish up Unit 3. So we did the evens in red. Let's go over the odds in blue, which will go quicker than the evens because the vocabulary is already filled in. And I believe there's more evens than odds. I don't really know, but it will go quicker, I promise. It won't be 18 minutes like the last video. But again, you should have tried the odds and now using the video to check and correct the odd numbered problems. So problem number 1, we have 5x to the third plus 4. X is the variable. 5 is the coefficient. That's what's attached to the variable. 3 is the exponent. And 4 is the number without the variable, so that is your constant. Red, white, and blue in honor of Election Day next week. Number 3, state whether the given terms are like or not like. So I'm going to use L for like and NL for not like. On the test, if it does ask you to do a question like this, you do need to write out the full words. 3A, they both have the letter A, 8A and negative 4A, so that's like. 3B, we have a 12 and a 3, both are constants, those are like. C, we have 12xy and 2xz. Although they both have the letter x, one has a y, one has the z, so we are not like. D, we have 3x and x. That's technically a 1x. They both have the same variable, so that is like. And for E, we have a 4x and a 4. Although they both have a 4, the first one has an x and the second one does not, so that is not like. Number 5, let's combine like terms. So I skim through. I have a plus 4 and a plus 7. Those are both constants without variables. I can add those. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 8y plus 11 or 11 plus 8y. Number 7, I have an x and an x. Both of those, make sure you take that plus sign with that x. They both have a coefficient of 1. Do that neater. So 1x plus 1x gives me a 2x. And a positive 3 and a positive 15, both are constants. That's a positive 18. Number 9 asks you to find the perimeter. In the word perimeter is the word rim. So we need to add up everything around the rim. Now we do have sides missing here, but we know opposite sides in a rectangle are equal. So if my base is x plus 3, my length on the bottom, and then my length on the top is x plus 3. If my width is 6, then my width on the other side is also 6. Perimeter now means to add up. So x plus 3 plus 6 plus x plus 3 plus 6. Add up all 4 sides. Order does not matter because addition is commutative, so you could have added it up in another order. And now combine like terms because we want to simplify. So 1x and a 1x give me 2x. 3 plus 6 plus 3 plus 6. And again, those can be added up in any order. So I'm going to do the big numbers first. So 6 and 6 is 12. 3 and 3 is 6. 12 and 6 make 18. 2x plus 18 is the perimeter of the rectangle. Number 11, simplify each expression. I have a 4y, a negative 10y, and a positive 1y. All of them have y's. 4 minus 10 is negative 6, plus 1 is negative 5. You can put all those coefficients into the calculator, 4 minus 10 plus 1, or do the math from left to right. Number 13 has decimals, so hopefully you have your calculator handy. If not, when you're adding and subtracting decimals, you want to line the decimals up. So 4.5 minus 3.9. If you're using a calculator, you can just do negative 3.9 plus 4.5. But I'm going to do it off to the side for those that don't. I'm going to borrow from the 4, bring it over to the 15. I'm sorry, make the 5 a 15. So 15 take away 9. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is 6. And then my 3 subtracted is 0. So I could put 0.6 or just 0.6. I'm going to put 0.6. So 0.6x plus 2. Number 15, we need to distribute first, multiply through. So negative 2 times 3 is negative 6x. Negative 2 times a negative 2 is a positive 4. Number 17, my 3 that I need to multiply by is hiding in the back. You can scribble him out and move him to the front if you rather multiply from the front. So 3 times negative 1x is negative 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. Number 19, 1 ABC 3 times 12, or 1/3 of 12, or 12 cut into thirds is 4. And then don't forget your x. 1 ABC 3 times -6, or 6 cut into thirds, is -2. Number 21, 1/5 of 20, or 1 ABC 5 times 20 is 4x. 1 ABC 5 times 15, or 1/5 of 15 would be 3, +3. Hopefully you're getting these right so far, and if you are, great. That'll make tomorrow's test even easier for you. And some of you are taking the test on Monday, depending on what cohort you're in. 23, GCF. So again, start with the smaller of the two. So 16, factors are 16. Let's see, 8, 4, and 2. Now I want the biggest factor of 16 that also can divide into 32, which will be 16. So GCF is 16. Tables and tree chart, prime factorization trees is fine. 25 factor means to rewrite as a multiplication problem, but first we need the GCF of 8 and 10. Start with the smaller, so I have 8, so 8 can go into 8, 4 can go into 8, and 2 can go into 8. The biggest number from that list that also can divide into 10 is 2. So my GCF is 2, but we need to now factor using that 2. Divide each term by 2, we have 4x plus 5 inside the parentheses. So 2 parentheses 4x plus 5. Number 27, again, start with the smaller of the two values. We have 25. Factors of 25 are 25 and 5. The biggest number on that list that also could divide into 30 is 5. So 5 parentheses, divide each of those by 5. We have 5x plus 6. So 5 parentheses, 5x plus 6. And then number 29, we have 3 and 9. So factors of 3 are just 3 and 1. 3 can also divide into 9. So my GCF is 3. Divide each of those by 3, and you can put 1x or just x minus 3. Okay, number 31, in order to get rid of the parentheses, I'm going to distribute. Now I'm not distributing the 4x because that's addition. That's plus 4x. We want to multiply. So this negative here has an invisible 1. -1 times x is -1x. -1 times a -5 is a +5. And then the plus 4x drops down into your addition and subtraction step. Combine like terms, -1x plus 4x is 3x. And then my constant of 5 just drops down. 33, got to distribute first. Got to get rid of those parentheses. I'm going to put in my invisible ones because there's no numbers to distribute. 1 times 5x stays as a 5x. 1 times -14 is -14. Be careful with the negative here because a -1 times 2 is a -2x. A -1 times 6 is a -6. So signs change. 5x minus 2x, 3x. -14 minus 6 is a -20. So 3x minus 20. Again, I hope I'm not going too quickly for you, but these should be done. You should just be checking and fixing, so pause when you need to fix something. 35, we're going to translate. Difference is subtraction, so I'm going to start by putting a subtraction sign, and it's the difference of x and 4, so x minus 4. 37, 5 decreased by means to get smaller, which is subtraction. 5 decreased by y would be 5 minus y. 39, 5 more than, twice a number. More than is addition, but than is a switch word, so I'm going to put a star here. So twice a number needs to be written down first. Twice a number, I don't know what number, so I'm going to cross out a number and use the letter n as my variable. Twice a number means 2 times the number, which is 2n, and then 5 more than that. 41, 4 less than 5 times the number x, so less than means subtraction, but we have that word than again, and than is a switch word, so I'm going to star this problem. 5 times a number needs to be written down first, and they told me the number is x, so I have to use the letter x, so 5x, and then 4 less than that would be minus 4. Number 43, 30 less than 5 times x. So again, less than is subtraction, but than is a switch word, so I'm going to star this problem. 5 times x needs to be written down first, and then 30 less than that. 45, the aquarium charges a $30 entrance fee plus $10 for each additional activity. Write an expression to represent the situation. I wish the aquarium was that cheap. I tried to price it for my daughter for her 6th birthday this week, and I wanted her to meet the penguins, and they wanted $15 a person to get into the aquarium and $65 to meet a penguin, and I have a family of 5. So we are not going to the aquarium for her birthday, but this aquarium is $30 to get in, an entrance fee, so that's your constant, plus $10 for each activity, and I don't know how many activities we're going to do, so I'm going to use the letter A, and then $10 for each activity would be 10 times A. So 30 to get in plus $10 for each activity is 30 plus 10A. You can also have 10A plus 30. Almost there. Number 47, one step. Signs are the same. I add and keep the signs. So this is a negative 14. Some of you might take the extra step and rewrite this subtraction problem as an addition problem. Either way, signs are the same. You're going to end up adding them or punch it into the calculator because it's a one step. Number 49 is a multi-step. So I'm going to start by writing PEMDAS down the side of my paper. There are parentheses on the top. Do that first. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that's my new numerator. And on the bottom, we have an exponent and subtraction. PEMDAS shows to do exponent before subtraction. So 4 squared, 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times itself twice. Minus 14 is 2. So I now have 5 over 2. 2 cannot divide into 5 evenly. If you put that into your calculator, it will convert it into 2.5 or maybe 2.5. So any of these versions is perfectly acceptable. Number 51, we have 1.2 times 3, and that is a decimal. That's 1.2. So I'm going to do it off to the side. If you have a calculator, you can just punch it in because it's a one step. But for those of you that don't have a calculator, if you remember from 6th grade, you do not need to line up the decimals to multiply. So I'm just going to put the 3 under the 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. And since you have one decimal place in 1.2, you're going to have one decimal point in your answer. So my answer to number 51 is 3.6. We are done. Unit 3 is over, and we will be moving on to Unit 4 after the weekends. I'm really excited to get started with equations. I'm sure you are too. We're going to take everything we learned in this unit and use it in the equation unit. So I hope we all do well on the test. Please study, study, study. Rewatch any videos that you need to rewatch to refresh your memory. And I will go over anything you need me to go over again in class before the test. So hopefully this is all filled in, fixed, and go ahead and study. I will see you for your test.